Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a cycle with money, like you're working hard, but the money just seems to disappear before you can get ahead? You're definitely not alone in feeling this way. Welcome to Money Growth Lab, where your hustle meets strategy and your money learns how to multiply. It can be incredibly frustrating to feel like you're constantly struggling, no matter how much you earn. Sometimes the biggest obstacles aren't external, but internal. They're our own habits. Today, we're going to talk about 5 common money habits that might be keeping you from reaching your financial goals. But more importantly, we'll explore practical, actionable ways you can start breaking free from them. We'll share some relatable examples, maybe even a personal story or two, and give you concrete steps you can take right now. My promise to you is that by the end of this, you'll have a clearer path to building a better financial future. So let's dive in and start building those positive money habits today. It's time to take control. The first habit that can really derail your finances is impulse spending. This is that urge to buy something immediately, often without any prior planning or real need. It's the opposite of intentional spending. Think about it. Scrolling online and clicking on an ad for something you didn't even know you wanted until you saw it. Or walking into a store for one thing and leaving with 3 bags because items were on sale. Maybe it's seeing a new video game or gadget and buying it on the spot because it looks cool even if you have others you haven't played. Why is this habit so damaging? Impulse spending quickly adds up, often leading to credit card debt. It prevents you from saving money for important goals or emergencies. It creates a stressful cycle where you spend money you don't have, then worry about how to pay for it. The key mindset shift here is learning to differentiate between a need and a want. A need is essential for living: housing, food, utilities, basic transportation. A want is anything else: entertainment, new gadgets, dining out, extra clothes. So, how do you break the impulse spending habit? One powerful technique is implementing a waiting period. For any non-essential purchase over a certain amount, say $20 or $50, make yourself wait 24 hours before buying it. Another helpful step is using budgeting apps or even just a simple notebook to track your spending. Seeing exactly where your money is going can highlight how much is being spent on unplanned purchases. This awareness is the first step to change. Also, proactively reduce your exposure to temptation. Unsubscribe from marketing emails that constantly announce sales. Avoid browsing online shopping sites or walking down aisles in stores that contain items you tend to buy impulsively. Make it harder to fall into the trap. Breaking impulse spending takes practice, but it gives you back control over your money. You decide where your money goes, not a sudden urge. The second major habit that keeps people broke is simply not budgeting. This means operating financially without a plan, without tracking where your money is coming from or where it's going. It's like trying to drive to a new destination without a map or GPS. You might get somewhere, but it's inefficient, stressful, and you'll likely get lost along the way. I remember when I first started earning money, I just spent it until it was gone. I had no idea how much I was spending on coffee or eating out or subscriptions. I just knew my bank account balance kept getting lower. This lack of tracking meant I couldn't see where I could cut back, and I certainly couldn't plan for anything in the future. I was flying completely blind. Why is not budgeting so detrimental? Without a budget, you lack visibility into your spending patterns. You can't identify areas where you might be overspending. It makes it nearly impossible to save money consistently or plan for future goals like buying a home, retirement, or even just a vacation. You're always reacting to your financial situation instead of proactively managing it. The mindset shift needed here is to stop viewing budgeting as a restriction or a chore. Instead, see it as a tool for empowerment and control. A budget doesn't tell you you can't spend money, it tells you where you can spend it in alignment with your priorities and goals. It gives you permission to spend in certain areas because you know you've covered your needs and savings goals. So, how do you start budgeting? Don't overcomplicate it. The simplest way is to track your income and expenses for 1 month. Just write down everything you earn and everything you spend. This gives you a baseline understanding of your financial flow. Utilize budgeting apps like Mint, YNAB, You Need a Budget, or Personal Capital. These tools can automate tracking by linking to your bank accounts, making the process much easier after the initial setup. They provide clear visualizations of your spending. The third habit that keeps people trapped is living paycheck to paycheck. This means spending all or nearly all of your income as soon as you receive it, leaving little to no financial cushion. It's a stressful way to live, constantly worrying about money until the next payday arrives. This habit creates a state of constant financial anxiety. You might feel like you can never get ahead, always just treading water. I know people who lived like this, and the stress was immense. A friend's car broke down unexpectedly, and because they had no savings, they had to take out a high-interest loan just to get to work. It was a tough lesson in the importance of a buffer. Why is living paycheck to paycheck so problematic? It leaves you incredibly vulnerable to unexpected expenses. A medical bill, a car repair, or losing your job can instantly create a financial crisis. It prevents you from saving for long-term goals like retirement or a down payment. It keeps you in a perpetual state of stress and worry about money. The mindset shift needed here is believing that breaking this cycle is possible. It requires discipline and intentional planning, but it is achievable. You don't have to accept living on the edge as your permanent state. You can build a safety net. How do you break the paycheck to paycheck cycle? The most critical step is building an emergency fund. This is money set aside specifically for unexpected events. Starting small can make a huge difference in handling minor emergencies without going into debt. Your ultimate goal should be to save enough to cover 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. This provides a significant buffer against job loss or major unexpected costs. It brings immense peace of mind. To build this fund consistently, automate your savings transfers. Set up an automatic transfer of a small amount from your checking account to a separate savings account every payday. Treat this transfer like a non-negotiable bill. Even $10 or $20 per week adds up over time. Finally, explore ways to increase your income. This isn't always easy, but even a small increase can help you build that buffer faster. Could you ask for a raise at work? Take on a small side hustle? Sell items you no longer need? Every extra dollar you can put towards savings helps you break the cycle. It takes effort, but the security it provides is invaluable. The fourth habit that hinders financial progress is avoiding investing. This means not putting your money to work for you, allowing it to sit idle instead of growing over time. It's like leaving money on the table, missing out on a powerful wealth-building tool. Many people avoid investing because they think it's too complicated, too risky, or only for wealthy people. I used to be afraid of it myself. The stock market seemed like a mysterious, intimidating place. But the reality is, avoiding investing means your money isn't keeping pace with inflation and you're missing out on the power of compound interest. Why is avoiding investing detrimental? Your money loses purchasing power over time due to inflation if it's just sitting in a low-interest savings account. You miss out on compound growth, where your earnings start earning their own earnings, accelerating wealth accumulation. It makes it much harder to achieve long-term financial goals like a comfortable retirement. The mindset shift required is realizing that investing is accessible to everyone and doesn't have to be overly complicated. You don't need to be a stock market expert or have a lot of money to start. Focus on the long term and understand that market fluctuations are normal. So, how do you start investing? The first step is to open a brokerage account. Reputable firms like Fidelity, Vanguard, or Easy Equities offer user-friendly platforms and resources for beginners. Many require very low minimums to start. You can start with a small, consistent amount. Even $25 or $50 per month can be a starting point. The key is consistency and getting started early to benefit from compounding. Don't wait until you have a large sum. For beginners, investing in low-cost index funds or exchange-traded funds, ETFs, is often recommended. These are diversified investments that hold a basket of stocks or bonds, reducing risk compared to picking individual stocks. They offer broad market exposure simply. The fifth habit, and one that's often overlooked, is surrounding yourself with financially negative people. This means being influenced by friends, family, or colleagues who have poor financial behaviors, negative attitudes towards money, or constantly engage in peer pressure spending. Think about friends who complain about being broke, but then suggest expensive nights out every weekend, or family members who discourage you from saving or investing, saying things like, "You only live once, spend it." I've experienced how hard it is to stick to a budget when the people you spend time with are constantly encouraging spending you can't afford. Their habits can subtly normalize poor financial choices. Why is this habit harmful? Negative financial influences can reinforce your own bad habits or make it incredibly difficult to adopt good ones. Peer pressure can lead you to spend money you shouldn't just to fit in or keep up. Their negative attitudes about money can discourage you from pursuing your own financial goals and dreams. The mindset shift here is recognizing the powerful impact your environment and social circle have on your behavior. You have the power to choose who you spend time with and what influences you allow into your life. It's not about abandoning friends, but about setting healthy boundaries and seeking positive influences. Set clear boundaries regarding spending habits when you're with others. If friends always want to go to expensive restaurants, suggest picnics, or finding cheaper activities, be comfortable saying no to things that don't fit your budget. True friends will respect your goals. So, we've talked about 5 common habits that can keep you stuck financially: impulse spending, not budgeting, living paycheck to paycheck, avoiding investing, and being influenced by financially negative people. It's easy to fall into these patterns, and many people struggle with them. But the good news is that habits are not destiny. They are learned behaviors, and they can be unlearned and replaced with new positive ones. Breaking these habits takes awareness, effort, and consistency, but it is absolutely possible for anyone. You have the power to take control of your financial future. Don't get discouraged if you slip up. Just acknowledge it and get back on track. Start small with one habit, build momentum, and celebrate your progress along the way. Don't be afraid to ask for help or seek advice if you need it. Keep learning, keep applying these habits, and remember, every small move forward is still progress. Make smart money choices today for a better tomorrow. Thanks for watching and investing this time in yourself and your financial well-being. I'm here to help you navigate the path to financial freedom, one smart step at a time. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like. Subscribe to the channel for more tips and guidance on your financial journey, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos.